Today at Mrs. Rattlecan's house, we're going to uneasy the easy change oil system on this John Deere lawn tractor. Stand by. Hey everybody, welcome back to Mrs. Rattlecan's house. I am James, and we have a John Deere S130 lawn tractor built in Greensville, Tennessee, USA. One of the reservations I had about buying this is it has this easy change oil change system. Now, if you're the kind of person that doesn't realize you're supposed to change the oil in your lawnmower or any of your powered equipment, or if you know you're supposed to change it and you think it is just too hard and is too big of a mess, then this might be the system for you. If you are any sort of mechanical person, if you're a car guy or a car gal, or I don't know, an engineer, if you understand things, the way mechanical things work, then you will probably look at this and you may want to do what we're fixing to do. We're going to uninstall the easy change system because, first of all, it's, in my mind, inefficient because you only change about half the oil in your system. And I don't know a single car manufacturer in the world that advises you every 3,000 or 5,000 miles to only change half the oil in your system. I want you to drain the oil out of your vehicle and replace it with new oil. And now there is a little bit of residual old oil left over, but you evacuate the majority out of it. This does not do that. This takes, I don't know, half-ish of the oil out of there. So now you're just kind of diluting your old oil, which then all becomes old oil, and then you dilute that again, and no. For someone like me, that is not the way we're going to do things. The other thing is, it is stupid expensive. In fact, I have marked on here, I changed my oil at 21 and a half hours, and it cost me $48. Yes, it was quick, and it took less than a minute to do that, but no, that's expensive and inefficient, and we're just not having it. So we're going to revert this back to a traditional oil change system. We have to remove components from both sides of the engine, and then we have to replace them with different parts. I have warmed this engine up because you're supposed to change your oil when your oil is warm, because it is going to pick up and suspend all of the goo that you're trying to get out of there with the oil, so that when you drain it, your contaminants and all of the stuff that makes oil not very oily go out with it. So first thing that we're going to do is I need, as far as I know, like 3 tools. I need an 8mm socket, and that's going to remove this little side engine bay cover. I'm going to have to, we use an 1 1/8" socket to pull this giant nut off of here. And then I've got a 12mm hex. So 8mm socket, 1 1/8" socket, and then I have a 12mm hex socket, and I've just got an extension because I don't want to bruise my tender knuckles up. And then, just for fun, I've got some Loctite because that's the kind of guy I am. So I'm gonna pull these 2 covers off, and then we're gonna get going here. And this does have a captured washer on the back of it, just to let you know. Alrighty, here we are 2 days later, and I've gotten the engine warmed up again. This is this square oil plug that we have to pull out of here. And it is, well, I don't have a square socket. So what I've done is I have procured one of these nifty little gator sockets, so it will, in theory, conform to the shape of whatever it is that you're trying to get out of there. All right, we are now prepared to make a proper mess. And all right, we are loosened a little bit. All right, we'll let that drain. I guess we go ahead and pull the old filter off while that is happening. Now, in theory, this shouldn't be messy at all. I thought this was an easy lock. There it is. Yeah, that's easy. So, this whole thing, $48 to change half your oil. I mean, it's ridiculous. Shame, shame. All right, now let's bust this big, gigantic nut off of here. Okay, well, that wasn't horrible. I was expecting that to be ludicrously tight. All right, let's go ahead and get this adapter plate for this, I don't know, poorly thought out idea out of here. It's a big old fancy plate. So now we're going to install this threaded adapter into here, which is then going to let our oil flow. Click. Now, remember, you don't have to gorilla this on. You just want it so that when you add the oil to it, you don't do the leaking. All right, we'll see how long it takes before that falls off. Back to the other side. Same procedure as the other side. The blue goo goes on. All right, now this new oil plug's got an O-ring on it, and you simply put this cap on it and twist it, and in theory it keeps your oil in. We should probably put some lubrication in our mower. All right, we're giving her dos quarterinos of the what is this? John Deere Turf, I believe this is Turf Guard, Turf Guy 10W30 motor oil supplied by the manufacturer. You know, if you're sitting around doing nothing, which I'm pretty sure you're not because you're sitting here watching me pour oil into a lawnmower, you might want to hit that subscribe button. So that way, the next time we do something here at Mrs. Rattlecan's house, you'll get a message saying, hey, that stupid guy's doing something. I need something to laugh at. And that would be me. So let's reserve a teeny tiny bit. Where are we at? We are magically at the bottom part of that. I think we're going to put in our reserve because we didn't fill the filter up because it's, you know, the sideways. That would be all kinds of mess if you filled that filter up and then tried to put it on. I mean, that is exactly the kind of thing that I would do. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to do this pretending you can see that. I'm looking for the glint. Anyways, you'll have to trust me. We're good. Now, we're going to let it sit for a few minutes. See if we develop some sort of a pesky leak. Because I would rather discover the leak now than discover the leak in a week when I got a trail around my yard. Don't forget to put your covers back on. Otherwise, you'll be driving around the yard with, well, you know, everything under the skirt exposed. The neighbors talk bad enough about us as it is. All right, there we go. Let's give it a shot. And hopefully things don't blow up. All right, well, there you go, kids. We have unconverted or uneasy changed our John Deere lawn tractor. This is the S130 series. If you go to the website, the John Deere website, they will give you the correct parts to do this conversion on your particular machine. It's not terribly hard. You just need a couple of strange tools if you don't already have them. You know, a 15/16 socket or a 24 millimeter and something to take off a square plug, such as a gator socket or a gator grip socket. I think that's the one I got. That was like 12 bucks, made here in the States, so I don't mind. We'll let it sit here for a little bit more, double check, make sure that we don't have any leaks, and then we'll be off to do some mowing. Anyways, I'm James. This is Mrs. RATTLECAN'S house. You guys have a good one.
If you enjoyed watching this episode of Mrs. RATTLECAN'S house, consider checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, and to get the latest updates on our progress, like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Perhaps we should have some wine.